Hi, back at McMow. Welcome in. We are still working on this fabulous floral project that I've been showing you all of the different processes to get it to completion. So this is Hector. Hector is building this window, as I explained in the last video, which means that Hector is using this, I don't want to bend it and then he can't use it. But he is using this flexible H-channel lead cane. And he is, if you can walk over and see that it is being wrapped around the different pieces of glass that are all laying on the table. Everything here, it's like a giant puzzle. So Hector is wrapping them around whenever he can. Sometimes he has to do it while it's laying on the table. It just depends on the piece that he's getting in. The more complicated ones, which are the ones with the inside curves, are more difficult. Here you go, Hector. Are more difficult to get while you're laying on the table. So he's giving himself a location to use his lead nippers. He's going to cut them with the flat side of the nipper towards the side of the lead cane that's going to be used, because otherwise it wouldn't meet up to the next one perfectly, and that's really important to us to have a really nice tight fit. So he's got that one piece in, and he's going to keep on going. Notice how he has started at one end. He didn't start in the middle. He didn't start in the bottom. He didn't start at the top. He started actually in a corner right here. So he started building this and then building up and out. And you have to really pay attention while you're doing a window like this, because he doesn't want any straight lines. Like, it would be very simple to run a line and just keep on going and keep on going and it would also not add any strength at all to the construction of this piece when it's done. And structural integrity is really important to us. It's the reason why we've had stained glass windows in the world for hundreds, even thousands of years, is because they were done in a way that was very methodical, like a weave. And Hector was trained to build his windows this way. And he's a master at this. He's very, very good. And he is going to take his time and continue to go until he gets to the very end. Now, also, I want you to note that the ends, the pieces of lead in the ends, are much wider. These leads are, we call them, typically these are half-inch wide, but these are actually a little bit wider than that. So it's okay. They're a little wider. And then for the other lead that he's building the window, so just basically adding a frame to the outside area, that's what that lead is here, the bigger lead. And it's also an H channel, and there's a reason for that. We use an H channel around the edge too, because it gives us a 1/4 of an inch of nothing, a 1/4 of an inch that's going to be free. Actually, it's an 1/8 on each side, so a total of a 1/4 of an inch. So if we get to the job site and for some reason the opening that we're installing into isn't perfectly square, we can block plane to fit. It's helped us many, many times be able to fit a window in an unusual location with an unusual fit. We take great measurements. Obviously, we build to a square, but not every opening that we're building into or fitting into has been done that way. So we have to be very aware of that. So he is going to continue to keep building and building and building. These are the tools he's using. This is a lead cutter, which he will use on some occasions. He has markers here to help him when he needs to create a location where he's going to stop. These are little stoppers, which he'll use to hold his nails in. The nails that we use are really cool. These are the same kinds of nails that you shoe a horse with. So you see, they're kind of bent from us, and after a while, we can't even use them anymore because they're so bent. But for the most part, that's what we're using. And this is called a FID, F-I-D. And sometimes you have to use a FID to open the channel a little bit more. And there's a lot of different ways of utilizing this tool. By the time he gets to the very end of this, he'll put another piece of this wider lead and then another piece of this wider lead. They will come together and they will box this in. It will be very strong. Note all the nails that he has here. there's a piece of lead that's holding it in with the nail. At some point, he'll be removing those little tiny pieces. It will take him the rest of today and part of tomorrow to build this. And so tomorrow, we're going to come back and I'm going to show you how he solders. And every joint that two pieces of lead come together requires a solder joint. And it's really interesting to see how he does it and not melting the lead, which I'll also show you how easy it is to accidentally melt the lead if you stay on a spot too long. But we'll get into that discussion tomorrow a little bit more in depth. And we're very proud of this entire team, Hector, Jordan, and I'll introduce you to some more of the team members as we continue on this fun journey with McMow Art Class. Thanks.